Hey, it's Elisa, half Asian Tarot Queen, and I'm doing a reading for the new moon in Pisces. I'm kind of, I've been off the grid, and I am starting to like rejoin the world of the living, but you know, it's still a little dicey. I was pretty teary in the last reading. Anyway, so I'm rejoining the world of the living, and yeah, I just pulled 2 cards from this mystical shaman oracle, and it's kind of wild because one of them was in the last reading that I just did. So we pulled the hunter and the arrow. And these actually go together really well. So, you know, the hunter is all about sort of kind of following, you know, the guidance that you get from the universe to sort of track your bounty, you know, like you're coming into alignment with it, you know, but it's interesting because you get the arrow, which obviously, you know, the hunter will use that to sort of capture his bounty when he finds it, you know, and the arrow is all about being in alignment with the universe so that, you know, sorry, there's a lot of interruptions that happen where I am. But anyway, so the arrow is just like coming into alignment so that when you're in alignment, when you pull the bow on your intentions, and you know, when you release it, you're in alignment with the universe, so the arrow is like going to hit its mark. So this is all about kind of coming into alignment with your bounty and being able to you know, hit your mark, you know. And it's interesting because the reading I just did was all about the arrow hitting its mark, and this is all about like kind of the hunter and basically being able to, for lack of a word, like harvest whatever it is that you know you've set your intentions about, you know. So yeah, I'm like reluctant to like use the whole like analogy of like killing, you know, and predator prey thing, because it's not, you know, I don't know, it's not super palatable for me because I'm kind of, you know, on the vegan train, but but you get the point. It's about, you know, basically capturing your abundance, you know. So that's pretty cool. It is sort of the next evolution of the reading that I just did, so it's interesting that this arrow came up again, and it came up in another reading which I linked previously called, I think it was like Triple Two of Cups, and it was this ominous reading about this destined love that was like coming online. So that's really interesting. I'm going to pull 3 cards from this Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot to get some overall energies. And at the bottom of the deck, so we have the World, and then we have the Judgment, which also just like flopped out when I took the cards out. So there's like some reckoning that's happening, and there's like a cycle that's ending and a new cycle that's beginning. So it's big like changing of the guard moment. And it's interesting because this is a reading for the new moon in Pisces, which is like a watery sign, and it's all about like fresh starts in the emotional realm, you know. And like the last reading I did, I mean, I feel like that's definitely happening. I mean, the last reading I did was pretty teary, you know, because there's massive letting go of all this sadness and angst and anxiety for me, because, you know, in the last reading you saw like my father passed away recently, so it's been a really big heartbreak and loss and change that I'm kind of walking through at the moment. So okay, so 3 cards just plopped out. And we have this Ace of Pentacles at the bottom, which came out also in the last reading. So it's a new beginning, like a new opportunity, a fresh start. But the overall energies of the reading, we have the King of Wands, the Tower, and the Seven of Swords. There's a lot of interruptions around here. So anyway, this reading is really interesting because it's like a kind of natural extension from the last reading, which I just did. You know, we got the Tower moment again, and in the last reading it was all about this truth being told and setting some wrong, you know, right. And so like there was this Knight of Wands that was kind of, in doing that, he was going through this ascension where he was kind of being elevated in status, you know. And so it's just, and at the end of the last reading I was like, yeah, so we'll see what happens to this Knight of Wands after this happens, because, you know, maybe he's going up in status. And then we have this King of Wands in the next reading, which is interesting, you know. So it's like there's a Tower moment that happens over this deception, you know. So like this deception is being turned on its head, and then now we have the King of Wands. So it's almost like between the last reading and this reading, or at this time, this deception is being turned up, you know, and then the ascension event is happening, or it's in process, or it's about to happen. So that's kind of interesting. I mean, it's kind of good news, really, you know. So I'm going to go back to my Chinese Rider-Waite Tarot and pull some general cards for the reading. But yeah, it's almost like, you know, this long-awaited event, it's like it's happening, like the hunter is catching his prey, you know. It's like he's been planning and like tracking it for a while, and now it's like actually he's got it, you know. So I'm gonna pull some general cards, but yeah, you know, it's a fresh start in the emotional realm. Yeah, so my mom, you know, she's always coming in and reporting these things, so that's what all these interruptions are. But at the bottom of this deck we have the Three of Cups, which also came out in that last reading. Indicates like some sort of reunion with your soul tribe maybe, or with a person, but that came out in the last reading too. And then underneath this King of Wands energy we have the Five of Wands and the Chariot. So I'm just going to go in order, because on the top row we have the Five of Wands, the Knight of Wands, which is interesting because I was just talking about how this guy was really prominent in the last reading, and like maybe he was going to elevate to the King of Wands status, because that was sort of the cliffhanger at the end of the last reading, and now he's coming up, you know. And then we have the Moon. So it's like there is some sort of tension that's arising, and there's this Tower event happening right over this Knight of Wands. And then, you know, there's this deception in the realm of emotion that's happening, you know. So I'm like, new Moon in Pisces, this thing is getting, you know, outed. And it's causing a Tower moment for this character, you know, because in the last reading, he was the one that was having to speak some truth, you know, right some sort of injustice by speaking some truth, you know. And it looks like about something in the emotional realm, you know, and it's causing a lot of tension and conflict, you know. But this is all happening under this ascension. Like he's not, you know, there's people who are resisting his truth being told, but he's not actually in the wrong for telling it, you know, is what it looks like. I mean, it's justified. So then on the next row we have the Chariot, the Nine of Cups, and the Hanged Man. So yeah, this is like taking control of a situation. So taking control of this conflict, and this is you know, he's ascending to a higher status. Like he's just rising above this conflict because he's risen above it, you know. And then, you know, this is a Tower moment because, you know, he's speaking truth to, you know, that's causing some sort of upset, but actually his wish is coming true, you know, so it's good for him, you know. It's causing conflict and there's resistance to it, but this is what he wants, you know. And then we have the Hangman. So, like, this speaks to whatever this deception is that's being outed, you know. We've been living with this for some time, you know, so it's kind of, it's like this change has been coming for a while. Okay, so 3 cards of guidance that I just pulled for how we're going to move through. We've got the Ace of Cups on the bottom of the deck. So this is like some sort of new passion, inspiration, love. But actually we have the Page of Wands, which is actually, that's like a new spark, you know, and that falls right over this. We're taking control. This, the King of Wands is taking control of the situation and rising above this conflict because he's got some sort of new spark for how things are going to go. And then over this Tower moment with this Knight of Wands, he's getting his wish. We have this soulmate love. So maybe his wish is to go back to some sort of love from the past, you know, a deep connection from the past. And maybe that's the truth that's being put out there that there's a lot of resistance to. But we have also the Wheel of Fortune. So whatever it is that needs to be outed, that's been contemplated for some time, some sort of situation involving emotions, like it's getting flipped. Like the situation is changing. So it looks like, you know, this is all about fresh starts, and that's kind of, you know, the new moon in Pisces is like a fresh start in the emotional realm. So this really goes along with it, you know. It's just like it's been being contemplated for some time, but right now the air is about to hit its mark. So it's kind of exciting. So since it's a new moon, I'm going to pull a couple moon cards. I'm going to pull from the Moonology deck and see what we get. My mom's kind of like, hurry up, you know, she's always like in a hurry, like something needs to happen, you know. She's got some dementia, so there's like a lot of there's just a lot of stuff in the background that's going on. Okay, so for the Moonology, the guidance we got is to work through your fears. New moon in Scorpio is the card that comes out, and have faith in your dreams, the waxing crescent moon. So yeah. So yeah, I mean, the guidance is just whatever it is that's been holding you back, like, take control of the situation, take control of your fears, and have faith in your dreams, you know, because that's how you're going to bring them into reality. That's how you're going to manifest them. So we have that, and then I'm going to pull from the Queen of the Moon Oracle, because it is a new moon. See what we get from that. And yeah, when I flipped it, I got discernment and the unexpected. So yeah, it's like something unexpected is going to happen. You know, some shift is going to happen. So, you know, use your discernment, but like this situation is going to move in your favor. So, you know, your arrow, you've got the arrow here. So have faith, because things are going to work out. So good luck with that, and we'll check in later.